Okay, well, welcome everybody to this webinar. People may still be logging on, but we'll make a start. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Alison Airy and I run the New South Wales branch of ACBC. We're really excited to be doing this event today about this new marketing tool, microdrama product placement. And we're really excited to be collaborating with EternityX in this webinar as well. So China, as people know, are a leader in digital marketing. There are over 800 million internet users, and China accounts for some 40% of the world's total e-commerce. And they're definitely a mobile first country when it comes to the internet. So it's not surprising that this trend for microdrama product placement is taking off in China, and it's probably something that's going to spread worldwide as well. So in terms of the format today, I'll shortly introduce our speaker and she'll give a bit of an overview of the subject, and then we'll have the opportunity for questions and answers. And the way we'll do that is we'll get people to post questions in the Q&A button via the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen. Someone's already said hi via the chat function, so please also use the chat function to introduce yourselves and say hi to others on the webinar. But firstly, I'd like to pass over to Luke Bussell, who's the Director for Australia and New Zealand for EternityX. And Luke is going to tell us a little bit about the company and what it does. Over to you, Luke.
Thanks, Alison. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for taking the time to join us for our session today on microdrama product placements. Today, I'll give you an introduction to EternityX, and then my colleague Cecilia will take us through a presentation on microdramas and the opportunities for brands. EternityX marketing technology is an omni-channel marketing platform that makes a complex world of Chinese media accessible to brands globally. Founded in 2018, EternityX is headquartered in Hong Kong. With teams based in mainland China, as well as key global markets, EX is unique in being able to connect directly with all of the major Chinese publishers, as well as being able to offer local support and expertise to customers based outside of China. Our platform allows customers to run campaigns seamlessly across social media, video, display, with the transparency, rigor, and accountability expected by our global customers. We've run over 2,500 campaigns for more than 400 advertisers, and we have a retention rate of 85%. And this is testament to the results that we drive for our clients. Our team in China has their finger on the pulse and are at the forefront of identifying new media trends and making them available to our clients. Microdramas are booming in China, and we're excited to be helping brands leverage this new trend to reach the audience through content integration opportunities. I'll now hand over to Cecilia, who'll take us through a short presentation on this exciting new sector and show how brands can get involved. Over to you, Celia.
I'll just take a moment to introduce Cecilia, who's based in Hong Kong with EternityX. Cecilia's got a wealth of digital marketing experience, both in international markets, but also in the China market. So she understands the two markets very well, really well placed to be giving this presentation today. Before joining EternityX, Cecilia worked for Publicis in the UK, where she helped clients, particularly with using the Google platform. So Cecilia, over to you.
You're on
Cecilia,
mute.
you are on mute. We've all been there.
Okay?
That's better.
Cool. Thank you, everyone. So I'm Cecilia. The main objective of today's session, I want to address a few things. So address the question of why brands should consider MMDP as a key, but also sharing a little bit in terms of the latest audience behavior, the latest trend, talk a little bit more about the microdrama and product placement, the new form of advertising in China, and then lastly, summing up with why we should be adopting a full funnel planning approach in order to incorporate this new form of advertising and also utilize some of the existing strategies that we can utilize on the digital marketing space. So first of all, I want to start with some changing consumer behavior, or just some ongoing uptaking trends. So as you can see, we want to start out with short videos. Demand on short videos continue to rise on a yearly basis. As you can see on the left-hand side on the graph, saying that short form video, the one highlighted, has continued to grow in terms of their monthly active users compared to other different channels. And also I want to especially highlight the growth rate of short video as their entertainment choices continue to grow at an exponential rate compared to other means of entertainment. That's why I want to give a little bit of intro into the main product we want to talk about today, which is short video. Apart from the short video itself, I think what's different in terms of the Chinese audience is the format. So now vertical videos is now becoming the dominant viewing behavior. They much prefer videos being shown on screen via the mobile, of course. And then since it is easier to control, and that's the way you hold your phone nowadays, and they much prefer this viewing mode compared to the traditional horizontal video viewing mode. And also, as you can see on the right-hand side, where the viewing time of vertical content actually spreads across like the whole day. Some interesting fact is that the most popular short video platform like Douyin, which is TikTok for the overseas versions, for the Chinese, they actually spend up to 3 hours a day viewing vertical videos on Douyin itself. So it's actually quite an astonishing amount of time of your day to be watching video content. So even though it's becoming a short video era, but it doesn't mean that the quality is undermined. The demand for high quality content is it's on the rise because they're now exposed to a lot more different content. They want to watch everything in the shortest period of time. Short video, normally it refers to anything from, let's say, up to 30 seconds or a few minutes or so. And so that is the key point within the short videos. You need to make it very precise in terms of delivering your message within such a short period of time. So the demand is there, but then also there's higher demand in terms of the quality of what you want to get out of the video itself. So it's also something that brand and advertisers will need to consider, especially when producing short form videos that you want to fit into the China market. So since we're going to talk about some microdrama at the next section, I want to quickly highlight some directions in terms of content and some updated research in terms of what they're actually viewing or what they prefer at the moment. So right in the middle, you can see that is some the most popular content related keywords. So the China audience are very attracted to a rate of different genres, so a lot of different topics, especially focusing on families, mystery, modern life, etc. And then you can see some research and stats from the video platform, let's say the video subscription platforms from iQIYI, Tencent Video, etc. You can see that the female audience actually dominating the paid video content. So they're actually paying on a monthly basis to watch exclusive content on certain different platforms. And over 50% of female audience actually are very into those mysterious kind of content, and age range about 20 to 39. So very young, but also with the spending power, and also have a lot of different attitude and appetite for these very newly adapted drama. So on the right-hand side, you can see that is some of the stats on the drama categories being broadcast and being produced in 2020. As you can see, is the upcoming trend is from the mystery type and scientific based type of drama content, but the first column, over 30% being broadcast and over 25% being actually produced, are based on those city life bases. So it's a very adaptable and relatable content, which it fits into the Chinese audience very well. So the second part I want to talk about is the key topic, which is the microdrama. We feel like it's a very interesting form of advertising, and that's why we're here today and share a little bit more with you. So before we get into our core topic, the microdrama, let's clarify the main difference between the microdrama and the traditional drama. As you might be familiar with the standard drama airing on your broadcasting channels. For China, when it comes to drama production or long form drama, they're often up to 40 to 50 episodes each, and 1 hour is 1 hour and a half long. So actually, and then these have to be censored by the China government, granted right to the national or regional televisions for broadcasting. However, when it comes to microdrama we're focusing today, each episode actually only lasts from about 2 to 8 minutes long, and then the whole drama might only have 20 to 30 episodes. So they are mainly streamed on online video platforms such as Tencent Video, iQIYI, or even the short form vertical video platforms like Douyin and Kuaishou. So apart from the length of the drama, what else are different and what makes them a key discussion point of our session today? There are a few areas for comparisons from an advertising and marketing point of view. So firstly, the investment amount. For the traditional drama or traditional video, and when it comes to advertising and investment, it often goes up to 300,000 USD or above, depending on the level of involvement. However, with the microdrama, it is slightly less investment amount, and also relates to the production time, where often with such huge production with 50 episodes each, it takes about 1 or 2 years to actually film and to actually edit and produce and air. While microdrama takes significantly less time, it could be up to 3 to 6 months from script writing to production and to air. So it actually resonates to the point, which is very important in terms of investment risks, because the policy is always changing in China. They can call off any specific plots or any storyline at any minute, which it highly affects potential investors, especially you are now investing into a drama that will air in 2 years' time, which you don't have the visibility or the certainty to know that whether this plot will be able to air in 2 years' time. Well, microdrama takes shorter time to produce, and it has actually slightly lesser control by the government right now. So it seems like a more cost-effective way of delivering an impressive, still yet very high awareness-based marketing campaign. Despite it being a smaller scale, shorter production time, and lower investment, it doesn't mean that they're of bad quality. They're actually being produced by professional script writers and production house as a result of COVID last year and looking for more job opportunities. So can have a little play.
我已经派人代表了。那就好，谢谢你啊。谢我。那就会是。
Yeah, so that's just a quick example of how these, even though it's a short video, even though it's on vertical platforms, the quality of the plots and the video is is still there, is comparable to the traditional videos. So these dramas are apart from being produced by the experienced scriptwriters and production house, a majority of these stories are actually modern based at the moment because of the current trends, especially it appeals to a lot of the female audience. These actors that we work with are likely to be mid-tier actors or KOLs, which already have strong presence on socially, or sometimes you may even get top-tier celebrities for high investment production. So when it comes to microdrama, it's often the plot that's most important. They're often remakes of popular comics or old classic stories that already have noise in the market. This can create brand IP, something outstanding to other dramas during the same period of time. And it being associated with them will give brands some positive benefits in terms of their brand positioning and market awareness. In terms of broadcasting platforms, they will also source dramas and have exclusivity to air these dramas, and as they will actually benefit from capturing more loyal audience and capturing more subscribers to their platforms with all these attractive and exciting video content. So here's just a quick recap of the advantages of the microdrama compared to the traditional drama production and the advertising opportunity. So the microdrama itself takes us a faster lead time in terms of 3 to 6 months production, slightly less capital input in terms of the advertising dollars. It can be a multi-channel selection, so they can be aired across the major video platforms like iQIYI, YouTube, and also upcoming platforms like Bilibili or vertical platforms like Douyin and Kuaishou. It is actually guaranteed some traffic, as I mentioned previously. They will actually give extra boost and extra exposure in order to push this drama out to the public. So they will have quite a lot in terms of viewership support and media support, which I'll talk about it later on as well. And lastly, but most importantly, microdrama has lower policy risk compared to the traditional drama, as this is actually an area that the China government are pushing themselves as well, wanting to sort of shift a little bit in terms of the behavior, the video trends, etc. So they have slightly lower policy risk at the moment. So what are the advertising opportunities on microdrama? So in order to make it work, we'll need to incorporate the brand within the drama itself through different means. It can be creating brand-specific scenes to highlight brand features, actors using the product directly, or having the actor's profile designed to be a specific brand salesperson, or it could have the scene to be set within the store itself. So there's many other ways that you could incorporate your brand into the drama itself. So one of the simplest way for a microdrama collaboration would be product placement. You can simply have a few scenes to showcase the product on the side based on the settings. Here you can see the kitchen with steam ovens on show in the background. Here, let's have a look at this example. Yeah, you can see that in this example, you can see the Beats headphone very clearly in the video. However, you won't feel it's being too intrusive or too salesy to the audience. So this is one of the easiest way to do collaborations. So another interesting placement would be purposely making mistake into a drama to create noise. I think the Chinese audience is extremely reactful to blooper moments when something is clearly not making sense. So in this case, you can have a quick look.
17呀，这有啥好东西？可别藏了，就是。我哪敢藏啊？这不都献给小姐姐们啦？纠缠。
So in this reference, this drama is showcasing Lancome products that's being used back in the 960 BC. So it's something that shouldn't appear in that era. But then this is something that you can create further talking points in the market and gain extra social mentioning. So apart from product placement or service showcase on screen, we can even customize the storyline to include brand at a larger scale, like using brand tagline as the script for some actors, or even have the profile settings mentioned previously as the brand representative, or setting up the store as the main place of interest within that drama itself would help you to be more immersed into the drama, having more association and provide more visibility exposure to each Chinese audience. So the above are just some basic ideas on how to incorporate your brand. Some of you might be wondering how such drama can guarantee viewership, as it is often unpredictable even with the traditional drama itself. As mentioned before, each platform resource and secure microdrama, they feel confident in delivering good results, as they're also looking to secure more loyal viewers to the platform. Therefore, there will be additional media support from the video platform to gain exposure online, let's say through different banner promotions when you launch your app, etc. There are also other resources that are available, such as the recommendation pages, splash ad upon app opening to promote the drama, or even sometimes offline marketing to make sure that the drama cannot go without notice within the China audience. So let's share some cases that we've seen. So back to these Xiaoshi drama we saw earlier. So this is actually a drama, only has 18 episodes, and then each episode only lasts for about 1.5 minutes long. So you can have, it's been rated as the top excellent microdrama for Tencent, and it actually gained about 76 million views on Tencent at the moment right now. So let's quickly have a look at this.
哇，这么多特效啊！
So within here, within the drama itself, actually plots of the main character using the Tencent camera and using different filters to take different pictures of the products that she's gonna bring back to the 960 BC to sell, bringing back those historical products to the modern era to sell. So this is the plot where she brings in a lot of different products from different era and cross-sell it across different decades. So this is one of the example where you can incorporate the brand element or even the function of how your apps or your services can provide within the plot themselves. So now you have a basic understanding on the microdrama. It's now time for us to look at a bigger picture, the full funnel planning and activation, how it works and how it can work with other means and other advertising channels. So everyone should be very familiar with the marketing funnel, starting from the top funnel awareness-based strategies and moving down to more results-driven strategies. For microdrama, it is more of a top funnel marketing strategy. However, there's more that we can do to make it stretch. While brand awareness building is important, we can utilize microdrama to softly seed in our product message, our USP, how to use, etc. However, with the media effort already put in, we can further utilize the celebrity influence to endorse your brand, and even licensing the promotional materials for further marketing push. So one of the ways to further ride on the drama would be some direct promotional messages, as say, key sponsors or some brands airtime before the video play, or regular brand logos popping up to remind the audience. This might seem annoying to you. However, with the Chinese audience, they're already very used to this word of marketing, and it's been shown some positive results as this means of advertising as well. So apart from those, we can even work with the actors to shoot exclusive posters or videos for the brand associating with the drama. In terms of driving sales, of course, we can write on the live streaming functions and have the actors mentioning or directly selling our products through e-commerce platform live stream. So most popular platforms like Douyin, or as our example showed here, see.
这个东西我觉得特别好，好看的，这个什么东西？对，这个东西太好了，这是楼兰密语的VC 堂系统，什么东西呢？
Yeah, so this is actually a campaign that we've worked with recently for a dates brand. So we actually worked with a top tier Chinese celebrity. So this lady here, Jing Xin, to sell our products through our Taobao live stream, and with a clickable link to actually purchase the product at the back end. So this is also another way to work with those celebrities that is in the drama, getting extra mentioning, extra exposure, and having extra collaboration with the brand, selling the product, and maybe mentioning the services alone. Of course, we can't go without some extra digital push. So EMT programmatic network actually provides precise targeting, and also we have different coverage with very widespread coverage amongst the Chinese media. So we are able to actually do a little further boosting using the drama-related creative to gain extra mentioning socially and programmatically. So here's one example of us utilizing a KOL that works with Carson. So Carson is a China beauty brand, and they worked with Zhang Xingchen as the spokesperson. So Zhang Xingchen actually worked on a video for them to promote their product, and we can actually take this video and then actually spread it outside of Douyin itself. We can spread it amongst other video platforms or placement with the video functions, so we can gain extra traffic to the e-commerce sites. So, summary. How we can actually help in terms of drama production itself. So we can actually help you from start to finish. We'll assist on drama screening, concept development, and also media support and planning to make it full funnel marketing strategy. In terms of the micro drama, there's actually a list of available drama to work with each quarterly, which we can pick and choose which one that works well, or which plot we feel more comfortable in working with. There's actually more details to be shared when it comes to drama selection. There's a whole content library with quick summary of what each available drama is about, some further discussion point, maybe available in terms of a whole storyboard, a whole actors selection, and what sort of platforms it might be aired on, and when it can start shooting or air, in terms of a lot of different details for the drama. So I want you all to remember 3 key points from today's session. So firstly, short video is definitely the format not to miss, as it appeals to majority of these Chinese audience. When you're thinking about marketing concept or promotional materials for China, make it short, as their attention span is also very short, with the key message to be actually displayed within, say, the first 3 to 5 seconds of your video is very important. Secondly, it is highly recommended to utilize social influencers and get them to talk to more about your brand. They will give more credibility, and many research have shown that Chinese audience are very highly influenced by friends and family's recommendations as well as social influences. Lastly, standalone projects will not work as well. So we need a well-planned full funnel strategy. It is important to have extra media amplification to accelerate your marketing campaign. So thank you so much for joining today. And here's my, my sharing. And if you have any questions, feel free to chat over to the question panels. But if you need further assistance, then do reach out to Tony, she's our sales director.
Great. Well, thank you, Cecilia, for that absolutely fascinating presentation. It sounds like an amazing medium and so convenient in the sense that you can just watch these micro dramas anywhere, including on public transport, just in those little moments in your day when you're not occupied with something else. So we will have the chance now for people to ask questions of Cecilia, and also Luke is available to answer questions. So as I mentioned, please put your questions through on the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. But I'll start by asking this question. Do you have any recommendations for the types of companies and the types of products that would work best with this tool?
Yeah, so I think for very straightforward, any product-based companies will work very easily and directly with these product placements. However, I think we shouldn't limit to any particular industry or particular verticals. The ones that we work with a lot, most like the easiest way to work with also resonate a little bit more with our Chinese audience are often those female-based brands. Female-focused brands, let's say beauty, let's say luxury retail, things like that. Those are the most popular and most trending clients right now. But then I don't think it should limit to any of the industries, because with our team of expertise and also the experienced directors and script writers, it is often just in a matter of time to think about plots that suit you, how to best portray your brand within or in front of the Chinese audience.
Yeah. And is the plot developed around the product, or is the product put in sort of separately after the plot has been fully developed? How does it work from an implementation perspective?
Yeah, so there's different level of investment. So if it's just simply having a product on shown, this can be easily done and with just like a little tweak of the scene. So you can just do it in the kitchen or do it in the living room or do it anywhere else. However, if it's some further elaborations, let's say you want the actors to actually mention your brand or actually physically using the brand, then you will need to actually have more conversations, or we'll assist with having more conversations with the plot writers, script writers, to show that we actually want more collaboration, we want more mentioning, we want more detail showcase. That's where you need a little bit more time to actually do some plot twisting or actually changing what their original ideas into an adaptable placement for the brand.
Yeah.
Just to add, Alison, with the lead time of 3 to 6 months, it makes it much easier to change plots or create something bespoke to fit in with a marketing plan. Whereas if we were looking at traditional long dramas, which is over 1 to 2 years, it's a lot harder to sort of plan what you might be wanting to do for product placement 2 years from now versus thinking 3 to 6 months out.
Yeah, yeah. Now, in terms of the products that this is suitable for, one of our audience members has asked, are services companies, would this sort of tool be relevant to them?
Yeah, surely. Service company actually can work well as, but it will require more of the plot design. So you can actually, let's say, for example, it's a finance company promoting your app service, then the actors can actually use the app on screen and showing how each process works, etc. is just one of the basics. Or even let's say a property development company having rental or service apartment on sale, they can actually have the story set up or setting based on your specific company or industries itself. So there's many other ways to work around it, even though it's a service-based company.
Yeah. We've got a few more questions coming in from viewers, but I might just ask a few more of my own because it's still on this sort of services issue. We have a number of education institutions on the line. What would you say about this as a tool for education institutions or businesses?
Yeah, for education institution, I think is there's a few ways. So we're actually working with a international school that has established their new school in Shenzhen. For these with physical representation or physical visit or physical school, then always we can actually film or having suitable dramas to actually being produced on site. If it's something that's not available yet, of course, we can have different plot twists, like maybe the characters are wishing to send their children abroad, and then they will be browsing different educational institution. And this is another way to softly seed in your brand as well.
Yep. Thank you. Now, a few questions from the audience. First is, can you give an indication of how much this will cost? I know you said that it was a lot cheaper than traditional advertising, but what could you say about cost?
Yep. So for, as I mentioned previously, for the traditional one, it can actually go up to about 300,000 USD plus in terms of how in-depth you want it to be working with. But then for these micro drama, actually varies. If it's just simply placing, let's say, a product base on screen, it can be about 10K to 20K USD. However, if it's more detailed collaboration with plot designing specifically for the brand or for the services, then it could go up to a little bit more, let's say 50,000 or even 100,000. So actually the sky is the limit. If you want your whole brand or your whole service offering to be more visible or to have more sort of mentioning within the drama or to have more association, then the price tag is likely to go up.
Yep, sure. Okay, and we've got another question who's asked about ROI methods. So how do you measure success? Is it click rates, for example?
Yeah, so for actually is a question that you guys can all think about. What makes you decide to place television ads? So how can you measure the television results? So it's a similar sort of challenge, or it's definitely a question that gets being asked by a lot of clients for sure. But then from our point of view, since it's on a digital platform, at least we can have a very clear matrix in terms of the viewership rate. And also there's other metrics such as engagement, comments, shares, likes, things like that to be visible on the video platform itself. And when it relates to other application channels like digital push, then we can always rely on impressions, clicks, traffic to sites, etc. So there are way more matrix to be able to identify or to justify the full planning in terms of microdrama, mixing with KOLs, mixing with the digital push as well.
Oh, we've got a question here now about dramas set in overseas locations. So would it be possible, for example, to do something on the day in the life of a Chinese student living in Sydney?
Yeah, so I think it is always possible, but then given the current non-flying situation, I think it's slightly difficult. But I think the crew itself is open up to different locations. So one is actually we're not restricted by COVID or any travel restrictions, then this is definitely something that we can consider. We can actually have the crew flying over to Sydney and actually filming the whole institute, etc. That's not a problem.
Yeah. And what about using sort of footage shot by people here in Australia and then sent back to China?
Yeah. That's That's also possible as well. So you just need to make sure the quality is aligned. So I think it really needs to have more discussion with the team. I think it's more on the project basis and more discussion on how to actually execute it well and how it fits in with the drama and the whole production itself.
Yeah. Now we've got another question about animations, short video animations. Are these popular as well in China?
Short video animations are popular, but then I think is more on specific platforms, let's say Bilibili alone. But then they actually open to many different versions or the different form of showcasing short videos. So I think it shouldn't be a matter. It shouldn't be too much of a matter in terms of whether it's an animation, whether it's a real life person short videos. It's just depending on the tone and style of your brand and how you want to portray yourself within the China audience.
Yeah. Now we've got a question here. I think it relates back to your comments about the way with traditional television it needs to go through the censorship process, and that's less of an issue for micro dramas. The question is, are there genres that are considered unacceptable for micro dramas?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I think those are unacceptable be based on the China advertising rules. So anything relating to adult features or drugs or those type of things are definitely not going to be accepted, because we still need to follow the guidelines. Even though I say it's less risky, it doesn't mean that it actually can be able to spread all the unsuitable content outlined. So it sort of applies to not only China, but with Western advertising rules, they have the basics that you cannot override as well. So all those the basic ones that is mentioned clearly that is not acceptable to be advertised, and unfortunately microdrama is facing the same issue as well.
Yeah, sure. And the producers and the platforms would have a good sense for what for those sorts of issues. Now we've got another question, and our questioner asks or makes the point there are now millions of microdramas out there in China, and he wonders whether there are any stats on viewer engagement from the first episode right through to the 18th episode or whatever that might be. So do people kind of stick with their dramas if they've watched the first episode?
Yeah, so it's a very good question. Actually, these are the stats that we need to work closely with the platform themselves. I don't have the stats on the top of my head, unfortunately. But then once it's a drama, as I mentioned, the platform itself will push for these drama to go to generate more of a viral effect. And then you can actually measure based on the continued engagement, but I can't specifically mention whether user A will stick from episode 1 to episode 18. This is something that's too granular that might not be able to get. But then we will try and get as much information as possible while we speak to the platforms, get as much answers to give you more of a holistic overview of what each drama can generate you in terms of engagement rate. But it really depends on specific dramas. Of course, there's millions of dramas out there, and it's very hard to guarantee all the dramas will be popular, but then those that we highly recommended are most likely to outperform the rest of the dramas.
Yeah, yeah. And are they always sort of dramas, or what about sort of mini documentaries or that sort of thing? Are there any other genres which are taken up in this form?
Yeah, I think there are often other forms of short video content. But I think from the current trend right now, I think drama is definitely one of the most engaging or one of the most popular genre that you see, because with the short video as their main sort of entertainment, most of the time they want something that is very laid back, very chilled, rather than having sort of intense documentary sort of content. So that is what we have seen so far, that mini drama with sort of modern or very relatable daily lives ideas and content resonates more with the audience.
Yeah. And presumably when a celebrity or a KOL is involved, that takes it to a different level.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's why I've emphasized the need to actually work with the KOLs, not just investing in her drama, but also maybe taking extra effort to work with the celebrities or work with the actors who already have social noise in the market, who are already very well known in the market. This will help you to give it an extra push.
Yeah. Now, Luke, with your sort of understanding of the Australian market and the products that we're strong on, which what sort of product lines do you think would have a lot of resonance with China using this type of?
I think Australian beauty products are a no-brainer. There's a big appetite for the clean and green products that are produced out of Australia in China. And they're easy to integrate within the programming. I think education is another space. I mean, Cecilia's touched on how that can be done. There's a myriad of different ways that we can start to promote universities through content, and also things like just studying in Australia, whether it's a specific university or a region. Is it studying in Sydney or Adelaide or the Gold Coast? Anything that's female focused. I mean, wine, up until some recent challenges that we've faced, is another one. It's really simple to integrate wine and food and products into a story.
Yep. And it really is the female consumer that's the focus of this. Is it, I mean, what about male consumers? Are there types of programs that they like to watch? Are there types of products for the male audience that would be that would be suitable for this medium? Yeah,
I mean, it's just about picking which drama is right. We talk a lot about female because the majority of the audience is female for these styles of dramas. But if there is a product that is more male focused, we pick something that does have a more balanced audience. And as Ceci mentioned, there's a plethora of drama coming up, and it's just a matter of choosing the right title for the brand.
Yeah. I just I mean, we were talking earlier about the border closures and the limits that's placing on us at the moment. I mean, it does seem that tourism would be a really good subject for that. I mean, once we can start making films on location, I mean, there's just enormous potential. I would have
There is, but even prior to that, and as you alluded to before, is it planning the trip? So rather than being on the trip, how do we start getting Australian destinations into the mindset of people thinking, you know what, my favourite mini drama actor is planning a trip to Australia. That's a great idea. Maybe I should start planning one too.
Yeah. What are we doing post-COVID, post-pandemic?
Yeah, where's the first destination we want to go to? When we can finally get on that plane and use our passport, where do we want to go first?
Yeah, that's right. Goodness knows when that will be. But anyway, I think
sooner rather than later. We've got to be positive.
Yeah, that's right. I think we're starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. And just a more general point, I mean, you mentioned L'Oreal, for example, as a company that is working with this medium. To what extent do you think Western brands are starting to turn to this medium and utilising it in their China marketing approach?
Yeah, so I think we have seen we have worked with a lot of different brands, and we feel like that the key thing from a brand perspective is that they're actually more willing to try out different things. So when it comes to a new product or new media, even when Douyin first launched, a lot of brands were hesitated. They weren't weren't sure, they not confident in actually placing any or working with them directly. And then as they actually see more brand working on it, they will start like each of what I want to say is that you need to have the first move advantage. You want to brands that are actually willing to try out different things, like Lancome or some luxury brands that we work with are very willing to try out a lot of new digital innovations, especially for China. I think this is one of the key things that the Western brands might need to sort of think about in terms of just the willingness to try it out. It could be in terms of strategy, it could be 70% of what you're already doing, 20% of some new innovations, and 10% of your budget to try out something completely out of your comfort zone. I think this is a very important factor to think about for brands.
Yeah.
Also, it's a really safe place to play. Because we're not talking about user-generated content. We're talking about curated content that is shot specifically for the audience. So brands can be really confident in going into this space, knowing that they're going to be treated well and treated in the right way, as opposed to passing it over to someone just to create content off their own bat, or be running against user-generated content on a platform.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, we've probably got time for one or two more questions. So if there are people in the audience that would like to ask another question, you will have an opportunity to do that. But in the meantime, look, I might just ask both of you to think about this question. How do I know if microdrama product placement is right for me? What sort of questions would you ask to answer that for your own business?
Yeah, I'll go first. I mean, I think if you've got a brand or a service that you're taking, or a product that you're taking into China, or you're already in China with, and you're looking for a way to build a profile of that brand by leveraging, I guess, the equity from someone else. So you want to leverage the brand equity of the actors, of the drama itself, and tap into that for your own brand. So it's a shortcut to getting an endorsement, I guess, and getting that endorsement, that recommendation from people that or from the actors that the viewers actually trust.
Yep.
Yeah, I like to add on that. I think it's important for brands who are looking to extend their digital footprint. Microdrama is definitely a sort of a step towards the digital era, utilizing the popular formats within the China audience. So I think it's all baby steps, but I think this is also something that they should start consider when they want to establish their digital presence within China.
I think just to add to that one as well is think about it as part of your campaign. What we don't recommend is just going to place a product in a drama and just calling it quits and doing nothing else and expecting your product to be the next big thing in China. That's not the way it's going to work. But if it's part of a through-the-line campaign, which has things like the placement in the drama, the actors then posting about your product across their social feeds, potentially doing live streams as well, where they're selling your product in a live format, then underpinned by a media campaign driving sales to your store, then it's part of a campaign, and that's how you're going to get success.
Yep, fantastic. Okay, well that's really rounded it out nicely. Thank you very much. Look, it's been a terrific session today. Thank you to Cecilia for the presentation, and to Luke for the additional insights that you brought specifically about the Australian-New Zealand market. For those listening to us, some of you came a little bit late. That might have been because of the change in login. We've made a recording of this session, and we'll be sending it out to you, so you'll be able to look back at the content at your leisure. So I'd just like to thank Eternity X once more for doing this webinar with us, and also to our audience for showing interest in this area. We've got some great things coming up at ACBC. while I talk about some of those, we are going to launch a poll. So if you could just take 30 seconds or so to answer the poll, that will be very useful to us as we plan our forward program. But next week we're doing something on Little Red Book. So come along and hear about that if you like. And into October, we are doing a webinar on the shipping situation. We know that's creating a lot of complexity and difficulty in the market at the moment. So that will be, I think the date for that is the 11th of October. So stay tuned for that. Okay, well, look, thank you, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed the session and found it as fascinating as I have. Thanks once again to our speakers, and we'll see you at the next ACBC function. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Alison.
Thank you. Bye.